welcome into Dome at Home Live, presented by FedEx. We are in New Orleans as your New Orleans Saints get set to take on the reigning Super Bowl champions in the Kansas City Chiefs. Hi everybody, I'm Caroline Gonzalez alongside John DeShazier, and on today's Dome at Home Live we will have a breakdown with Pro Football Hall of Famer and Saints legend Willie Roaf. We'll also have an exclusive one-on-one between John DeShazier and defensive tackle Sheldon Rankin coming up on Dome at Home Live. Also, we will bring you inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome throughout the pregame show for our player warm-ups presented by FedEx, so you won't miss out on a minute of the action. But first, let's start things off with our countdown to kickoff presented by Waiter JD. Obviously, breaking news for the Saints this week. Drew Brees is active. Breaking news this morning, Jameis Winston goes on the COVID-19 list. How does that change things for the Saints team?
Well, with Drew Brees, obviously, you get your offense back in the rhythm. You can bring back your Hall of Fame quarterback. So you need him to kind of navigate these choppy waters that you figure will be presented by Kansas City. Nothing against Taysom Hill, but he doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have the go-to and recall of a Drew Brees. So hopefully that will settle down this offense for this game, put them in a more smooth mood of operation. Losing Jameis Winston, now that will affect you because all of a sudden Taysom Hill is your backup quarterback.
Yeah.
You cannot afford to have him running around on special teams probably in this game. You can do some things with him offensively, maybe at receiver, tight end, but you can't have him running down covering kickoffs. You can't have him probably punt rushing because now you're down to two quarterbacks suddenly, and his value is immense, especially with Drew Brees coming back off of 11 broken ribs and a punctured lung. So you want to keep Taysom Hill a little bit safe, and yet he's needed in this game because, ta-da, you don't have Michael Thomas. You're going to need him to help out offensively.
Yeah, Michael Thomas going on the injured reserve list alongside Deontay Harris. And, you know, JD, that doesn't necessarily mean what it used to mean. Now it is just 3 weeks on that injured reserve list, hopefully coming back for playoffs, essentially. But how does not having Michael Thomas create some more opportunity for other wide receivers on this team?
Well, you take away your go-to receiver, your number one in Michael Thomas. Hopefully, Emmanuel Sanders, who had established a good rapport with Drew Brees before Brees got injured, hopefully Emmanuel Sanders can step into that role. Tre'Quan Smith is going to have to play better or at least well in this situation because, again, you don't have Michael Thomas. Now, Tommy Lee Lewis is probably going to have to chip in some. Maybe Austin Carr. You can turn to your tight ends, Jim Cook, Adam Troutman in the passing game. And, of course, Alvin Kamara, who's always effective in the passing game. He's like having another wide receiver, an extra guy. So all of those guys are capable and have chipped in. Remember, the Saints are 4-2 without Michael Thomas so far this season.
And we'll get into more injuries as we get into the show and our inactives list. But how important is that front four going to be for the Saints defense today going against Patrick Mahomes?
Well, it's pretty simple. They've got to be able to apply pressure, and they have to do it with discipline. They can't get out of their rushing lanes. Patrick Mahomes doesn't necessarily look to scramble. He does look to move around, and when he's moving around, he's looking to throw it. He's got a fantastic arm, and he's got great targets also. They understand that when he breaks contain, break off your route, get open for him, and he can get you to the ball in any position. So you want to be able, if you're the Saints, keep him in the pocket. You got to rush disciplined and hopefully hit him a few times and maybe shake him up a bit.
All right, reminder, fans can watch this game presented by Mercedes-Benz at 3:25 Central on CBS. With some of those Saints fans in our black and gold roll call presented by Zatarain.
Hey y'all, this is Trish, all the way from Wiesbaden, Germany.
This is Shannon checking in from beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii. Go Saints!
What's up, Saints Nation? My name is Lisa Lipscomb, and I'm representing my Saints from Chesterfield, Virginia. What's up, Saints?
This is Nathaniel Ornos reporting and making Saints YouTube videos straight out of the home state of the Atlanta Falcons here in Fort Benning, Georgia. It feels so good seeing those Falcons fans after we complete the yearly season sweep.
Okay, these are the kids from Little Rascals Daycare in Guyana, Louisiana. Go Saints! Go Saints!
Well, Saints are looking to bounce back this week after a tough loss against the Philadelphia Eagles last week. Let's break down that loss in our WWL Black and Gold recap. The Saints fell short in their bid to clinch the NFC South and spoil Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts' debut. Hurts managed to extend drives with his legs, rushing for 106 yards on 18 carries. And running back Miles Sanders gained 115 yards on the ground, ending the Saints' 55-game streak of not allowing a single 100-yard rusher. On offense, the Saints couldn't get clicking until the second half. They scored 14 unanswered points in the third quarter, but a late touchdown by the Eagles put the game out of reach. Final score, Eagles 24, Saints 21. Well, JD, we know containing a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes starts in the trenches.
Speaking of trenches, we bring to you someone who knows a ton about playing in the trenches in the NFL. Now, we're going to run off his resume for you. Pro Football Hall of Fame, New Orleans Saints Hall of Fame, inaugural inductee into the New Orleans Saints Ring of Honor, offensive lineman Willie Roaf. Willie, thank you for joining us here this morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. Getting excited.
Now, Will, we're going to jump right to the meat of it. Drew Brees is back after 4 weeks off, broken ribs, punctured lung. What are your thoughts about him returning this early from that injury?
I feel like that obviously the doctors, the training staff, Kevin and them have been watching him every day. You know, he for him to come back, I'm assured that they don't think he can get any worse. He'll have to just deal with the pain and some discomfort, but it's always good to have one of the all-time great backs in the lineup.
You know, when you bring him back, Will, what does he reestablish in this offense? Because obviously, you know, you lose things when you don't have him. They were 3-1 without him, but you're bringing back a Hall of Famer.
Well, you're bringing back that accuracy and him spreading the ball around the different receivers, especially with Michael Thomas being out. You're going to need him to move the ball around and spread the ball around a lot. You're going to miss Taysom Hill some because you lose that aspect of running the ball like he could do, which would help them move the chains more. But you bring the passing element that Taysom doesn't throw the ball well and spread it around as well as Drew will.
To stay on Drew Brees, Willie, how much does experience come into play in today's game? You're facing a team like the Kansas City Chiefs who can really just do whatever, whenever on offense. How much does experience come into play when you're dealing with a guy like Drew Brees?
It comes into it. That's a good point, especially in those key situations late in the half, in the third and fourth quarter. You get a lead. You need to control the clock. You need to keep the chains going. He's very efficient at that. And it's going to be real important for them to limit how long Mahomes is on that field.
You know, Willie, you played for that Kansas City franchise, finished out your career there. Boo, boo, boo. But, you know, when you look at that team and the kind of offense they have with Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, how does one slow down that kind of offense?
Minimize the touches there on the field. And then you gotta create turnovers. And I know I gotta give y'all some keys later, but you gotta be able to put pressure on Mahomes. You gotta be able to get after him and slow him down. You saw they came down here to Miami last week, had 3 picks, and he still threw for what, 300-400 yards. I mean, I don't know what you do with this guy.
You know, I was about to ask you, have you seen him rattled? Because nothing seems to fluster him. Nothing seems to get him off schedule.
No, he's got kind of that Brett Favre mentality, that gunslinger mentality, where he's going to take some shots, and even if he turns the ball over, which he doesn't do a lot, he did against Miami, but I guess he felt like against a team like that, he could get away with it. He can't get away with that against the New Orleans Saints. He won't be able to turn the ball over like that. It's going to cost him against Drew.
Willie, we heard from Teron Armstead earlier this week, and he was basically saying we want to control the game up front on the offensive line. We want to be able to do whatever it is that we want to do. We want to be able to control the game. If you're in the mind of the offensive line today for the Saints, what is their mindset to keep Drew contained or protected?
Protect him in the passing game, but they really need to establish the run. They need to establish the run. They need to get Kamara going, get the screen going, let Murray get going, you got to balance it up with the Chiefs and keep them off balance. So if I'm a lineman in that room, I want to establish run and pass. That's going to help Drew the most, is being able to run the football and not relying on him trying to pass the ball. And obviously, you don't want to get him touched as few times as you can. He does not need to get hit back there. And the guy up front I'm looking for that I got to keep my eyes on and keep him under control is Chris Jones.
Willie, you alluded to it earlier. Can you give us 3 keys for victory over the Chiefs today, even though, you're cheering for both?
Well, I will be honest. I'm cheering more for the Saints, than the Chiefs, because I think it's going to be important, and I want the Saints to have a good seed with home field. If they can get home field, Green Bay won, so they're trying to keep pace with Green Bay. But my keys are get pressure on Mahomes with your front 4. If you blitz him or you don't contain him and let him move around, he doesn't want to move around and run per se. He wants to move around laterally, especially to his left, and he throws the ball from his left. He can sidearm it and throw it across his body. So you got to contain him. Secondly, when I think about it, limit the big plays by the Chiefs. Don't let Tyreek Hill catch those long plays. Make the Chiefs have to work for everything. When they get those big plays and they get rolling, that's when they get real dangerous. And you got to create some turnovers. And you saw last week what happened with the young quarterback. They didn't keep him in contain and they let him break. You got to keep Mahomes boxed in on every side. You can't let him get out and run around, because he doesn't want to run. He wants to go and he wants to create stuff, and that's when he works his best.
Well, that's from a man who has never needed double team help. So hopefully the Saints can use that double team help, as Willie Rowe suggested. Will, we appreciate you joining us. We thank you, my man, and hopefully you'll be watching today as the Saints hopefully pull one out.
Well, we know social media is always active on game day. The man we just spoke to was active on social media earlier. It is time now for Look Who's Tweeting, presented by Cox. Willie Rofe, biggest game of the season today. Top defense in the Saints going against the number 1 offense. The Rofe Bowl is going to definitely deliver. Keep you on the edge of your seat. Got to get your popcorn ready.
I like Willie's treat, naming it the Rofe Bowl. I like the way he did that also. We do know who he's pulling for, because he said he's tilted toward the Saints. He better be in the Ring of Honor here. And that's a good tweet, Willie. We appreciate that.
This next one comes from Ian Rappaport. Saints quarterback Drew Brees and the team knew very early in the week that he was starting today. Accordingly, he took all of the first team reps while Taysom Hill resumed his special teams duties. Sources say Brees looked in practice just like he did pre-injuries. No issues at all.
Well, I will add to Ian. The Saints probably knew Drew Brees was going to play last week when he put in some work, and he probably had no discomfort. He gets into this week, he's able to practice fully, no discomfort, so now he's ready to roll.
Well, as we mentioned, the Saints defense is going to have their hands full today with this Chiefs team.
Yeah, they have to do something with Patrick Mahomes. They have to pressure him, they've got to hit him, and one of the guys who will be responsible for that, defensive tackle Sheldon Rankin. Sheldon Rankin has been an elite member of this defensive line. Battled through some injuries, but hopefully in this game, he'll be able to come through along with his line mates. We talked to Sheldon about that and more. First thing, Sheldon, we got to ask you, do you have a nickname? Is it Big Shimmy, Big Shimmy Shaggy? You got a nickname?
Most people just call me Big Rank. That's kind of the general consensus, what people call me. I've heard Big Shimmy, Shimmy Sheld. I've heard a little bit of everything, but just about everybody sticks with, Big Rank or some form of that. If you ask Cam, it's Shaba Ranks, but
we won't be asking Cam.
Yeah, you know Cam.
Now, okay, where did the shimmy? I got to explain if for the people who don't know. Sheldon does a shimmy when he makes a sack or a big play. Where did the shimmy originate?
So I'm a huge battle rap fan, and that's just kind of something I've seen a couple of those guys do every time they say like a crazy punchline or something like that, and the crowd goes crazy. So I actually did it for the first time playoff game against Minnesota. 2017 after my sack. And, didn't really stick or anything like that. And then played Minnesota the following year. And I had a 2-sack game against him, and I did it both times. And after that, everybody just kind of took it and ran with it. And I was like, well, I guess that's my thing now. Cam was like, yeah, you got to do that every time now. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of on me now. But I like it. It's simple. Gets my point across. I don't expend a lot of energy. It's something fun to do.
All right, now football-wise, this is a 10-3 team going into this game against Kansas City, 12-1 team, and so this is a battle of titans here. What's fun about playing a team like Kansas City?
I think it's a team that most people hold in, actually everyone holds in high regard. I mean, they're coming off winning, the ultimate goal, coming off winning the Super Bowl. They got the essential face of the league at quarterback. They got playmakers all over the field, offense, defense, special teams. I mean, and then we're coming off a tough loss. I mean, what more do you want as a competitor, to essentially pretty much have the whole world writing you off, and then to go in, have a team come into your home stadium and try to win a game. So it's always fun to go to battle, but obviously, with what what we're coming off of last week, and who this team is coming in here, it definitely holds a little bit more weight. But at the same time, we just got to get back on track. We got to get back to doing what we do, which is playing great defense, playing great, in all three phases, and getting back to winning games.
You mentioned that quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, reigning Super Bowl MVP, a guy who will, throw a no-look, he'll shovel pass, he'll dump pass, he might throw one behind his back. Who knows what he's going to do? What special challenges does he present? Because he's got some really good weapons to throw with too.
Yeah, I think the thing you have to do is you just got to remain consistent in your approach. I think you look at it, he makes plays against everybody. It's not a guy who, if you do this certain thing, he can't make plays. So he's made plays against everyone, big plays in big time situations. But we just got to be able to remain focused, be able to remain even keeled, and understand that, he's going to make big plays. But in certain situations, we got to be able to come up with the even bigger plays to help this team win games.
Now, you're back now for several straight weeks. You missed a month with a knee injury, but now you're back. How are you feeling? I guess that's the big thing. How do you feel?
I feel good. I think each time I'm out there, I feel like I'm playing a little bit better and better. It's obviously discouraging to go down with an injury. When I did, I started to feel like I was picking up traction, starting to get back to feeling like the old me. So, it was a little discouraging, but like I said, the last couple of weeks being out there, getting all these live reps, I feel like I'm starting to, to get back into the swing of things and just doing everything I can to help this team. Because even with me out, they never missed a beat. They rose to the occasion and played lights out. So just being able to come back and add something to this defense, I take pride in.
We're going to finish this out. I'm going to allow you to give a shout to your school because you're one of those guys every time I see you, or not every time I see you, but see you with a lot of Louisville gear on. They treat you right. So I will give you an opportunity to shout your Louisville Cardinals out here.
Yeah, man, listen, love that school, man. Shout out to Louisville football, the school, the university, man. They did a great job of helping me become me, helping me become the man I am for this team down here in New Orleans, for this city of New Orleans. Want to give a huge shout out to them. Lots of love, lots of prayers coming their way.
Well, Caroline, if we're fortunate today, we will see Sheldon shimmy on several occasions because we know that means big plays for Sheldon Rankin and big plays for the Saints defense.
I love the shimmy. I love it so much. All right, hot off the presses, we've got our inactives list presented by Acadian Ambulance, and we see the names on those lists, JD, more importantly, the names who are not on that list.
Yeah, when you're missing Michael Thomas and Deontay Harris, and Jameis Winston. Those are significant losses and absences for the Saints. So you want to see if they're able to navigate around it. If any team has shown they're capable of dealing with injuries and absences, it has been the New Orleans Saints this season. Hopefully this day will be another one of those cases.
Well, with such a big game on deck, there's no limit to the ways we plan to get you ready for kickoff. Here is My Team, My Town, presented by Tabasco.
Hello, y'all. I'm off dome. This is Mama Mia X. This is my town. This is my team. Go Saints, huh? You know what I mean? Hey, y'all. This is the most unique city in the world. You know, the people. We love each other, and we are bonded by our traditions. The Saints, that's family. It's not just a sports team. It's our family. Like, we love those players. We get in arguments. Like, we are really blood related because that's the way we feel. But let this go a few minutes before I add the shrimp. It was 2001. I actually collapsed in Winn-Dixie. I had to be rushed to the hospital and my blood sugar was over 300. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. My primary care told me that you have to lose weight. If you want to live, you have to lose weight. And by losing weight, I don't just mean exercise. You have to change the way you eat. I had to find a way to make the food taste good and be good for me. My everyday goal in life is to make something that's so pleasing to your belly, but so good for you that it's a double all right and triple okay type thing. Now that the food is ready, I got my game day outfit on and I'm ready to serve up the food. Let's go black and gold. Feed the masses and still enjoy some of our traditional foods with a little less salt, a little less, how they say oil, but we say Earl, a little less Earl, a little less salt. You know, I just wanted us to feel good when we eat something good. Because sometimes we eat good things and then we feel bad. I don't want you to feel bad.
Let's take a look at some fans who are gearing up for game day by using the hashtag SaintsGameDay, presented by Coke. Gotta love those Saints fans. It is time for your favorite part of the show, JD, our score predictions fueled by Chevron. I'm taking the Saints today 21-17. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but I still think the Saints are going to win.
Well, Kansas City is a high-scoring team, but I'm not afraid of that. The Saints are back home after 3 straight on the road. Drew Brees is back. They have 3,000 fans in the stands. I believe the Saints win this one 31-23.
Well, we are so close to kickoff. You can catch the game presented by Mercedes-Benz on CBS at 3:25 p.m. Central. Quick reminder, Saints fans, don't forget we will have your post-game show presented by Mercedes-Benz right here. So be sure to tune in following the game for the live press conferences of Sean Payton and any players who want to come to the podium. All right, Saints fans, let's get hyped.
New Orleans, where you at? All my Saints fans, put your hands in the air right here. Let's do it. Let's do it. You know why? We destined for greatness. Nobody ever thought we would make it. Watch out for all we take it. Past the stars and spaceship from a city where the music is sacred. You in the presence of a rebel now. Everybody take it to another level now. Thank God everybody got together now. Things are looking better now. We gon' live forever now. Rated inside the hood, this was never supposed to happen. We was only supposed to sell dope or stick rapping. White beaters bearing off, I ain't talking fashion. Stereotype, cause I was born with this black skin. I hate racism with a whole lot of passion. Less hate, more love, but this about attraction. Competition lacking, I'm laid back laughing. A big man on top like an improper faction. It's a miracle how we made it way back then. I ain't talking rap when I say Tech 9 Act 10. I write rhymes that change lives with my back pen. Pops, they never apologize for your passion. So I'm gassing the gas and the magic grass. The raiders, the crabs, and the cowards who did me bad. We relaxing. Contacts, but with your passion. The microphone assassin, we destined for greatness. Nobody ever thought we would make it. Watch how far we take it. Past the stars of station from a city where the music is sacred. You're in the presence of a rebel now. Everybody take it to another level now. Lord, everybody got together now. Things are looking better now. We gon' live forever now.
I say 504, I'm grabbing that now. Aim at your apple so I can put the Mac down. Hey, they asked how I made it out of that town. I told them I ain't never ever back down. Humble shit, we get it poppin', no other option that I'm coming with. Roll on my show, yeah, that stone cold stunning shit. Give me a hell yeah, if you can see me burning it on the dog, this is all you gonna get. Bang. The name is going round, promotions booking them like they taking them downtown. Somebody not from the city, I'm taking them downtown. Blooded, I'm from the city, they hear my proud sound. Worldwide, they recognize who we are. In the hood, we neighborhood superstars. So rebels in the boy up in ranks. First name must be Shaba, where we climbing up the ranks.
Nobody ever thought we would make it. Watch how far we take it. Past the stars of spaceship from a city where the music is sacred. 504. Yeah, you in the presence of a rebel now. Everybody take it to another level. Thank God everybody got together now. Things are looking better now. We will live forever now.
The school system teaching ill-advised lessons. A new instructor taking over, ain't no second guessing. And that in every paragraph, period, and the sentence. You're learning from a legend, from my autograph, they begging. The heads who got you jumping, better tighten up suspenders. I'm purified water, not a carbonated beverage. I go the extra mile, now reward my extra credit. And if you try to play me, best believe you gon' regret it. They say I'm living right, keep my hands tight. That's another daily struggle on the black man plight. Got me on that tunnel vision, all I see is the light. This was hard work, partner, keep the roll of the dice. Yeah, this ain't a gimmick, you get out what you put in. Still on my grind, I remember back when. Embarrassing these haters with a pad and a pen. I got the Gil Scott, come on, let it sink in.
Nothing for greatness.
Hey, what?
Nobody ever thought we would make it.
Yeah,
watch how far we take it. Past the stars and station from a city where the music is sacred.
504.
You in the presence of a rebel now. Yeah. Everybody take it to another level now. Thank God everybody got together now. Things are looking better now. We gon' live forever now.